everybody for the first Dripclub video that covers the Dripclub sponsored fighters through the Knees of Fury event and Muay Thai in South Australia. I'm very lucky to be sitting here with Kym Johnson, who is one of the Dripclub sponsored athletes and is also a long-time friend of mine. So it's a real privilege to be sitting here and having a chat to Kym. We're going to cover a few things about Kym's prep for the upcoming fight in the Knees of Fury in January, his prep, as well as things about him that you may not know. So thank you for agreeing to the interview, Kym.
You're welcome.
Good. So first of all, what started this whole kickboxing journey for you?
For me, it started when I was 14. Just wanting to learn a bit of self-defense, and it just flowed on from there. I went on a trip to Thailand when I was 15 for 4 weeks with my trainer Jeremy Keeping, and that sort of gave me a bit of a taste for what it would take to be a fighter. At the time when I was in Thailand, it seemed quite hard, and maybe I wasn't cut out for it.
So were you fighting at that time when you went to Thailand?
No,
you weren't.
No.
Okay.
So I'd only been training for casually for a year or not even a year, and then I went to Thailand to getting into training 6 days a week, twice a day.
Wow.
And as a 15-year-old, as a sort of middle class 15-year-old, that was hard work.
It would have been.
And I didn't know if I was cut out for it, but when I got home and sort of noticed the improvements I made, that put things into perspective. And then after that, the club we were training at shut down. We went to, Jeremy said, let's go to Flinders Uni, train with Alan Wong. That was the best club around. So we started travelling 45 minutes one way to train with Alan. Alan had been training fighters for a long time, so he took over, and probably within 6 months of being there, I had my first fight, and then it just flowed on from there.
So you were 16 for your first fight?
Yeah, I had my first fight when I was 16.
Wow,
Yeah.
what did your parents think at that age?
My mum didn't mind. She was supportive of whatever I did. So she was always, for it. She was never against it, which was good. I think which was great.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose, for young fighters wanting to break into the sport, what would your advice be?
I think find a good club, find a teacher that you can relate to, that is suited to you. And if that means maybe trying a few different clubs, that's fine. You have to at times be selfish, but respectful. I think that's your best start if you want to fight, or if you think it's something that you want to do. Find a club that are doing it well, or find a coach that knows how to get you there. And like I said, you sometimes have to be a little bit selfish, so don't be afraid to try a few different clubs. Be respectful, but find the right fit for you, and then I think that'll get the ball rolling.
Great. Okay, so back to a little bit about your stats. How many wins, losses in your previous fighting experience? And I say that because you are returning from retirement. So.
Yeah, I don't like this previous talk.
Okay. Why not?
Because I've been involved since I had my last fight. I've still been involved in the sport. Just been focusing on different things, focusing on building my own club up, Technicians Thai Boxing.
Where is Technicians Thai Boxing?
We're based at Fit World in Klemzig.
Okay. Yep.
So if you're interested in training with me, you can just look me up on Facebook.
Done a couple of sessions, they're great. So.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Many years ago now, very good trainer.
You have.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had 43 fights, 31 wins, 11 losses and 1 draw.
Great. Okay, so How much weight have you had to cut leading up to this fight?
I think for me, at this fight, I've probably lost around 4 kilos, and that's just been through dieting or really just eating well, sticking to what I know my body absorbs and functions well on, and just hard training. It just naturally has come off. If you're doing this sort of training
and you're eating clean
and you're eating well, just naturally your body will just get rid of whatever's unnecessary. You can't jump around, you can't swing your legs, you can't punch hard for 3 minutes, and your body won't adapt. It will adapt.
Yeah.
So just from training and eating well, I've just been able to drop that weight.
Okay, so what has your pre-prep been like this time around?
It's been good. It's been different, and it's also been. I guess I've had a bit of the past experiences come into this prep. So the new comes from me training with Anthony Lapierre.
Okay.
Which is new for me. We've been training together for about a year.
And he trains here with you at Fitwell?
Yeah, he trains here with me at Fitwell. So that's the new. The old, I've started back training with Alan Wong at Flinders Uni.
Okay.
Which has been really awesome. I had my first 20 fights, at least 20 fights with him and Jeremy. So it's been great to reconnect with him and just remember, why he's been so successful, why he's such a good trainer, why he's such a good person, and it's just been awesome reconnecting with the Flinders Uni crew as well.
Oh. It's funny when you're saying that. Have you come across that going back to training with Alan Wong, that there are things that he used to do that you've forgotten about and you've rediscovered, and you go, gee, I remember doing this, and those kinds of things?
There is that, but it's more the way he trains people and his style of training. So he's very progressive, and that's what I remembered about training with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's always trying to get better. He's always trying to push himself. So we're not necessarily doing the same things, but we're.
So he's doing different things.
So he's more. What I remember is that he's progressive in his training style. He's always trying to get better. He's always mixing it up. He's always watching different clubs or different fighters, seeing what they're doing, especially the Thailand gyms, and trying to incorporate that style of training into his classes. So that's what I've remembered being back training with him.
Oh, that's great. It's always great to cross-pollinate, and of course it's going to benefit you with your students and what you're teaching and all of that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so what have you in particular been working on, can you tell me, for this upcoming fight?
Yeah, we can talk a bit about it.
Yeah, okay.
So Anthony Lapierre has a particular style which I feel that was something I haven't worked on, and maybe is a weakness of mine. So that's having a strong guard, being able to be up in someone's face but keep your balance. So working on a little bit of that, and going back with Alan, and also working with Steve Brown, judo Olympian, and also MMA fighter. I've been working on my Thai grappling again, and the Thai style. So the Thai style with Alan, and grappling with Alan, and then the technical side of grappling with Steve Brown. So working on sweeps, working on takedowns, having someone like Steve Brown, who's a professional in that style of fighting, work with me one-on-one has been great. You could just imagine, someone being able to walk you through exactly what you need to do. If you've got questions, being able to answer them through his experience. So that was something that I hadn't maybe worked on a lot in the past in my my other fights, but it's been something I've been working on, and I will continue to work on that.
Okay,
moving
great.
forwards.
Sounds like you've got some really good people behind you, and that's so important for an athlete. That's really great. So I want to revisit what you're saying about your pre-prep. So obviously you're training twice a day, you're training extended sessions, it takes a lot out of your body. I just want to talk about your diet and lifestyle and how you can maintain your body, reduce injury, and all of that kind of stuff that's so important, not only for your body to remain fit, healthy, but for your performance overall.
Yeah, I think it's something that I've always been focused on, but it's always getting better. I'm always listening to my body and trying to fine tune it even more. So things like your diet is huge. I think it comes before supplements and
absolutely
anything else really. So I try and cook all of my meals leading up to fights. I still eat out occasionally, but predominantly I'm cooking and eating.
So obviously you're trying to fit in all these meals. So how many times a day are you eating?
At the moment I've been probably averaging 2 meals a day.
Wow, okay, fair enough. So I thought I can even, I'm picturing you in the kitchen with like all these Tupperware containers and loading them all up with your meals. Is that what you do to stay organised?
Yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah.
I think in the past I've spent too much time in the kitchen. So my girlfriend Ash has sort of kicked my ass into gear.
That's good. Good girl.
And I think I needed that. She's got me being a little bit more
strategic?
It's just better with my time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I am getting better at my meal prep. It's not taking, as long as it used to take.
That's cool.
But yeah, definitely meal prepping, definitely having the vegetables, having the meat in your fridge, so it's just as quick to go home. You can't lie to yourself and say, no, I'll just go here and get some takeaway, it's going to take too long to eat. You've got the stuff in your fridge. It's just as quick to go home and whip something up, whether it be washing a carrot or peeling a carrot and grilling a piece of meat or whatever, boiling a couple of eggs. It can be done. I think it's important to try and source the best quality food you can.
Mm-hmm.
So organic is definitely the best. So Unda Farms have sponsored me and are helping me out with my veggies. So I pick up my veggie order from the Showgrounds market on a Sunday.
Oh, great. Yes, I've been there. They're lovely.
Yeah.
Unda Farms.
Unda.
Okay, great.
Yeah, ALNDA Farms.
Okay.
They're based in Virginia. So they're at the Barossa Farmers Market, the Showgrounds Market, and also the Wollonga Market.
Yeah, I'm an organic foods person too, so as much as you can.
I think it definitely, even if it's just for taste,
It tastes better.
it tastes, it's not comparable.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Just on top, as well as the lifestyle stuff, so staying on top of your body, so massages, very important. I get 2 massages a week when I'm leading up to a fight.
Yeah, you have to.
So Paul Zabierski at Massage Life looks after me.
Yeah.
Troy Patrick here from DRMT Massage here at Fit World looks after me as well. So that's just about, if you want to be a race car, you need to service the end. You need to tune yourself up, and massage, stretching is just a part of it.
It's that extra 1% really if you want to be on top of your game, isn't it?
I think so. There's freaks who don't have to do it, but
anyone under 22.
Yeah, in general, it does make a difference. It does make a difference. I think the 1%ers, it adds up. If you're doing the massage, if you're doing your diet, if you're doing your
sleep,
balancing work, your sleep, meditating, or working in that sort of stuff, it adds up. If you've got the extra 10% on your opponent, you're going to be doing well, and it's just a good way to live. It
is.
It just reduces stress, on your relationships in different areas of your life. If you're eating well, if you're sleeping well, if you're meditating, if you're doing this sort of stuff,
yeah,
you know, you're just going to be a better person.
That's very
Hopefully.
true, very inspirational. Well, you know, I've got a couple of questions, but I think you've already answered them. So I suppose, any tips for anybody wanting to be a professional in this sport, to take this sport to the next level? Well, we've covered find a good gym, find a good coach, look after your body. Anything else?
I think be honest with yourself. If you need help with different areas, then you might need to seek, you know, professionals in different areas. I know I've had to do that, whether it be psychology, whether it be finding the best masseuse, whether it be finding a grappling coach, whether it be finding a strength and conditioning coach. Don't be afraid to outsource. One sec. Don't be afraid to look outside of you know, your team. I think that's a good way to take you to the next level. But also, you need to take everything with a pinch of salt. I know from my experiences, sometimes you can take on board too much from someone that maybe doesn't
sit well with you.
Not even that maybe doesn't have the right knowledge of the sport you're training for, and although they're trying to do the best by you and by themselves, they just might not have the experience and knowledge of your sport, Muay Thai, that we're doing, to be giving you that much advice. I think that can be a big thing as well. So, you know, in the past I've tried to do too many weights, and that hasn't given me enough time to focus on my technique or my fitness, more my technique, or I've focused on too much of my boxing, and it's let my kicks and knees and that style go down. So you need to outsource, but you also need someone, whether it be you or your trainer, in charge, keeping an eye on, keeping everything in perspective. I think that's a big thing if you want to.
And I suppose that comes back to finding someone that you trust to be your coach and you know, help you.
Definitely, definitely, and that's, you know, they're questions you have to ask yourself, and do you know, sometimes what's best for yourself. You know, as long as it's respectfully done. So
we spoke about this before. I know I'll ask you straight out again. So why the return after retirement?
So I moved on from Rikers after training with Jeremy for 15 years. I wanted to do my own thing. So I just needed to give my energy into starting my own club up, Technicians Thai Boxing. Get that solid, and now, you know, I'm a big believer in the universe giving you what you need. People came into my life, Anthony Lapia, Sam Benetti, who I guess re-inspired me to start training. My partner Ashley came into my life and re-inspired me as well. And just these, once I started training hard again, I got the bug back. I got the taste.
Yeah.
I got the, you know, I'd forgotten maybe why I love training for a fight and why I love training, you know, Muay Thai to the elite level. And then just from there, it's just carried on. You know, this has been about 1.5 years coming, 2 years coming. I've been training, slowly building my body back up, slowly adding things back into my life, changing my lifestyle around fighting. I think as well that little break gave me some time to focus on different things, focus on the club, focus on my mental state, my mental skills, even handling stress. And I feel like it's given me more tools to now use for this lead up to the fight and, you know, in future fights.
Great. How are you feeling leading up to this fight?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. It's been good to go through the experience again.
Because obviously, you know, Jordan Feilding, who you're coming up against in the upcoming fight,
Yeah.
he's had a few good wins in the last 12 months, so
Yeah,
excited.
He's a strong up and coming guy. I think it's an exciting matchup because he's been fighting. He's been more active than I have, but
You're kind of like the unknown, aren't you? In a way, yeah, in a way.
I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
I think people might not know me, but you know, I've been around for a long time. Like I said, I've been training since I was 14, so I'm 31. So I've been training for 17 years. I'm still feeling good in the gym. I'm still motivated. My mental state is stronger than ever. The body is firing. You know, I've had 43 fights. I've got all of this experience behind me. I want to keep learning. I want to keep getting better. You know, I'm ready to keep pushing. You know, I'm ready to get back. You know, I've fought on 30 Knees of Furies. I'm ready to you know.
You're ready.
I'm ready to return home and pick up from where I left off.
That's
you know,
awesome.
I'm ready to get the AC/DC going again and rock out.
That's killer. Well, I can tell you it's going to be really exciting to see the technician back in the ring again.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But on a side note, it's going to be really hard for me because both of you are my dear friends, and it's I just don't know how I'm going to watch it. But I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
One final question before we go: what's your mantra on life? So, how do you stay at the top of your game? What would you say would be, you know, a one-liner that you would throw out there?
Maybe stand in your power.
I like that.
Stand in your power. So if you know you can do better, do better. If you need to change, if you need, you know, if something comes up in your life where it shows you that you haven't been functioning at your best or doing your best, then change. Stand in your power.
That's great. Very inspirational. And I can't wait to see you back in the ring, Kim. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.